In all of Garzon's attacks, we're going to see one thing in common, and he's going to put weight on the far side of his opponent's body, the side opposite of his underhook. He does this in two ways. The first way is this driving option. All right. When he is driving towards his opponent to attack, he's really looking to stand his opponent up and then use his underhook to put all the weight on the opposite side of his body toward his opponent's far foot. So he's driving, standing his opponent up, catching their knee for the standard knee pick option. He catches his knee down here and then continues to use his underhook to shift his weight across the picked knee for a pretty easy finish. One of the best times to do this type of driving attack is after an opponent attacks and comes up, because their weight and balance will already be in a spot that makes it really easy to attack. So here we see his opponent step in for a leg attack. Now, as he recovers on this driving attack, Garzon wants the opponent to be stood up, so straight back, and then try and put all the weight over his opposite side. And we can see as the opponent recovers here, his knee is down and Garzon's already got his shoulder underneath him, so he's pretty stood up, and his weight is already leaning toward that opposite side. So Garzon just looks to knee pick and starts to run straight through, shifting his weight across for a pretty easy finish. Okay, let's talk about a couple follow-up options he has when he doesn't get a clean knee pick right away. And it has to do with how the opponent defends. This first way, we're going to see the same things are happening. Garzon gets his underhook, starts to run, catches his opponent's knee. All right, he doesn't have him as stood up here in this clip, so we see the opponent is leaned more forward instead of his back being straight up. All right, so as he starts to run, his opponent is making his underhook side really long. So Garzon is having a hard time keeping his underhook in contact with his body and having enough power to shift their weight across for a finish. All right, so opponent's taking underhook side away from Garzon, which means this hip and leg will be coming a little closer. All right, so we see his opponent has turned toward his right. Now he slides his underhook down to a double leg, slides his head in position. Once his head's in position, he starts shifting weight back across. Goes for this just crazy outside trip, which almost works, but opponent's got really good balance. Comes up and finishes. So when he does this attack and his underhook side gets long, meaning opponent is likely either turn this hip in or pull this side away, he will drop to a double leg to follow up and finish. This next finish option is when the opponent turns his knee pick hip away. All right, and gives him his underhook hip a little closer. So here, Garzon gets his underhook in, looks to run across for knee pick. We can see that as soon as he does it, the opponent's taking their their knee picked leg back. All right, making his knee pick arm long. As he continues to run, we can see the opponent's giving him his underhook side hip and taking this side away a little bit more. So Garzon goes to the side he's given him, transitions from knee pick into single leg. And looks for his finish. Okay, now this is a follow-up for if he just completely misses the knee. Pretty often it'll end up in a step out just because of the nature of this attack. It's driving straight through the opponent and it's likely going to put them close to the edge. So here we see him start to drive, reach for the knee. Opponent jumps both feet back, away from Garzon's hand. So Garzon is going to follow up. Now it's important here to notice when he recovers from missing, he's trying to lower his shoulder. If his shoulder stays high and he drives in, he's going to be off balance and could possibly get thrown. So there we see him lower his shoulder and then continue his drive to step the opponent out. Another option for when he misses is to come back up into over-unders and look for one of his other attack options. So here we see he reaches knee pick, opponent takes his legs away. All right, opponent gets his arm in between, pulls him up into over-unders. Now from here, Garzon's other attack entry is this drop attack. We see him transition right into it. He doesn't score it, but it is an option to follow up after he misses his driving knee pick.